fly for the Dumbos. Plenty slides like a shuffle.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry for Central Florida alum, Latavius Murray. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for a loss.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The numbers for Jones last week, 12 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
Ready! Blue ready! Watch the ball, Pat!
2nd down, Winston. This complete to Jones. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Let's go!
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he stopped immediately there. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with 3rd down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Winston now to throw on 1st down. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They're on the march, but facing a third down here.
Easy, easy, easy. Ready.
Again, this to Jones. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11th. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Ready. Move ready.
Jameis to throw it. And it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, If you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Now Carr throwing on second down. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. Throwing his Carr on third down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Well, that's third down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Third down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Extra point up and good by Succa. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. First down, Winston. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down throw for Winston. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Ready.
A second down throw for Winston. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Now Carr, he's going to float this one deep right side. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Winston, eluding the pressure right, and he whips that one incomplete there. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for, and it's third down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On third down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans?
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Ready.
Winston from the gun on third down. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. Jameis now on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 6 there on first. Now Jameis on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Bucs on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Again, it's Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first. On 1st and 10, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Ready.
They'll throw again. Winston. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again?
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And we are tied at 7. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Back now in Tampa. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Thomas barreling ahead. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Here's Hines. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. In on the stop, Vernon Hargraves. The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
They brought in the heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still second down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Carr. And that is incomplete. So some pressure now on the kicker, Ryan Suckup. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you?
And the Raiders have got him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd down, Winston. But he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready. White 25.
He's back to throw. Powers ahead at the 45. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So now it's 4th down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option. But as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Winston keeps it himself. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Here's Winston. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Maybe some temptation here to try to go for the win, but I think you got to kick the field goal.
I agree totally. When you look at the time left on the clock, that's not a spot where you take the gamble. Go ahead and kick the field goal here and take it from there.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
This is fielded at the goal line. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Carr turns, hands to Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field
The Raiders
is
on
reversed.
3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. First throw of overtime for Carr. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major League kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bad.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 6 there on first. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And Winston lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. The Bucs on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Gerald McCoy breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr now on 1st down. This one caught left side by Cooper. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They go with Murray again. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's